I've wrote a book that contains the 7 most powerful lessons I have learned about life and business in my career now at 10 years in and turning 30 years old. And these are not just the feel-good moments. These are the battle-tested truths that transformed how I basically perceive success, failure, and everything in between. And today I'm going to share the top 7 lessons from my book. And here's what most business books won't actually tell you. Success isn't about perfection, it's about balance. 50% strategy, 50% psychology, 50% action, 50% reflection, 50% pushing forwards, 50% knowing when to pull back and pivot. And I call it the 50-50 principle for the 50-50 rule, and it changed my life, and I know that it can do the same for you. At this point in my career now, I have built multiple 7-figure businesses. I have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs scale, but writing this book, it taught me more than any course, mentor, or experience that I ever could have with the amount of reflection that I put into it. And I call it the 50-50 rule to life and business, which is about finding the dynamic balance between opposing forces that will actually drive real success and how they merge and work together. And these 7 lessons didn't come from theory. They come from years of wins, losses, breakthroughs, breakdowns many times, and it's a battle-tested process. And today I'm going to give you the 7 most valuable insights from that journey and lessons that will shift how you see business, relationships, and your own potential. Lesson 1, success is 50% strategy and 50% psychology. Most people focus on 90% strategy and 10% on their actual mindset, and that is so backwards. You can have the perfect business plan, but if your head just isn't in the right place, all you'll ever do is just continuously sabotage yourself on repeat. I have seen brilliant people fail because they couldn't handle success, and I've seen average people win because they believed that they actually deserved it. Your psychology isn't just part of the game, it is the game, all of it. Lesson number 2, failure is data, not a destiny. Every failure is a form of feedback. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. But most people take failure really personally. They think that it means something about who they are rather than just basically it's something that they did. And here's the truth about that. You are not your results. You are your response to your results. When I stopped taking failure personally, I started to fail faster and quicker and actually wanted it and desired it. When you fail faster, you learn faster. When you learn faster, you win faster. Lesson number 3 is the 50-50 rule to decision making. Every big decision that comes in your life will always come back down to this. 50% of the information that you need and you have, and 50% of the information that you don't. Most people wait for 100% certainty, right? But 100% certainty doesn't exist. The winners make decisions based on incomplete information and simply just adjust, react, and refine as they go along. And I call it the ready, fire, aim method because sometimes you have to start shooting to see the target clearly. Lesson number 4, your network is your net worth, but not in the way that you think and what people talk about. Everyone says this same thing. Yep, your network is your net worth, but they get it all wrong. It's not about collecting business cards or having a dick measuring competition or sizing up each other's businesses. It's about knowing important people and people that can actually add value to your life and you add value to theirs. It's about becoming the type of person that is actually important and who people want to know. Focus on value first, build relationships second, and then focus on the business side. When you learn to lead with value, everything else follows from that point. Lesson number 5 is the power of imperfect action. Perfect is the enemy of done, and done is the enemy of perfection. This lesson taught me the most imperfect action will be inaction every day of the week. You do not need to have everything figured out, especially when you first start. You just need to start and figure everything out as you're going along. Some of the biggest wins for me came from projects that I launched way before I actually felt ready. The key is knowing that ready is a feeling, not a fact. Lesson number 6, balance is bullshit, right? Seasons are real. Everyone talks about work-life balance, but balance is static, life is dynamic. There are seasons for grinding and there are seasons for resting. There are seasons for building and there are seasons for actually enjoying what you have built. The mistake is trying to basically do everything all at the same time. When I was building my first business, I was working 80-hour weeks. That was not sustainable in any way, shape or form. But was it necessary? 100%. Now I will work 30 hours a week or less. I will make 10 times more money. It's just a different season with a different strategy. Lesson number 7 is the story that you tell yourself will always become your actual reality. And this for me is the biggest one. And it's a lesson that changed everything for me, I would say. You are not living your life. You are living your story about your life. Most people are basically telling themselves the wrong story all the time. They're focusing on what's happening in the next 5 minutes rather than the next 5 months or 5 years. And they're telling themselves that they're not good enough, so they don't start. I don't have what it takes, so I don't take that risk. Success is for other people and I don't deserve that. And you put yourself in this bracket where you never actually take that first step in the first place. These aren't facts, right? They're stories. And stories can be rewritten. And you need to start focusing on writing yours. Right? The meta lesson. Here's what writing this book taught me. Success isn't about choosing one side or the other. It's about managing tension between the two opposites together. Confidence and humility. Planning and adapting. Individual effort and team collaboration. Most people try to eliminate tension. Right? Winners learn how to use it and stay in a place of stress and still perform. And people will basically never learn these lessons because they focus on the actual outcome, that they miss the actual point of the process. They want the destination without actually understanding the journey, and the result without actually doing the work, and the lesson without the actual experience. And if you are ready to embrace the 50-50 mindset and start dancing with a little bit of uncertainty, then I've got this book ready for you. You can now purchase the 50-50 rule to life and business with the link in my bio. And remember that success isn't about perfection. It's about balance in motion of these two things working together. And if this helps you see things differently, hit the like button, share this with someone that you know, and I'd love you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your 50-50 journey starts now. Make it count and let's build something extraordinary together.